Well, welcome on a Sunday morning. Uh, now's where now's where it gets kind of exciting. It's all in one piece. It's not finalized, but I get some water here. I get to finally see what this profile is going to look like. Get some water and kind of get an idea where I want to go with the paint job. Yeah, it starts right now. And I'm going to show you a few things that I was working on yesterday when I had to go eat dinner, and you'll get to see how it keys together. Now there was a post, a question, so to speak, in the chat about how to align this. Well, profiles are you can't align profiles like you do full body aircraft, so you better make sure you get like there's a center line right here and a center line at the trailing edge so that you can get the incidence correct, because there's no way to jig this on the bench. So in order to check it, I have a point-to-point square. I got to go to the store and get some screws for it, but I'll show you how to do that and do some measuring. Ah, sorry about that. Something down in my throat and it was itching. All right. So just because it's in this state does not mean it's ready to glue together, because we're going to cover this wing yet. All take the wing back out and cover it all in one piece. But I thought I'd just get an idea what this thing is going to look like. And remember, if it looks right, it probably is right. So let's take the wing out of it. I just got the flaps taped up here. And we still need to sand the fuselage. I mean, there's a lot of work to do yet to get it ready. And I'm also going to have to sink in the bearings for the horns. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Yeah, she's just stuck on there now. There we go. Once this thing is epoxied and glued with the way that it keys in, should be a pretty solid system. Let me get the... Yeah, we don't need to even work on that. Work on sanding and doping. More than likely, this will be a one-day covering, meaning I'm going to put the dope on it on the wing here this morning. Tonight we'll put the paper on it. I'm also going to fill that in right there. Getting exciting now. Yep, I already got the stuff mixed for it. That's good. Yeah, we got 8 watchers so far. If you want to see what this thing looks like, go back to the beginning of the video because it was all together. So far, the best name that's been come up with is Titan. So we got a few more. We got a few more days to figure out a name for it. But Titan is the winner so far. Okay. Make sure to hit that like button, guys. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And ring the bell for notifications. Of course, I think I'm about played out as far as subscribers go. I think every control line pilot in the world knows this channel. Move her off there. I sure wish I could go back to Saturday at John's. That was a popular show. Okay, let's make a mark. Now, let me get this tape. I don't want that line in there, so we'll get this tape sanded off. Okay, recap on this wing. The skins have been Z-epoxied on and vacuum bagged. And they're on there. They're on there good. Now, this wing is about 3 ounces heavier than Hunt's built up wing, but there's a couple of things you got to remember. He has the lightest wood in the world, way lighter than I used on this. There's no foam in it, and it's a smaller wing. So I guess this is not too far off. I mean, maybe an ounce or two. But if you start thinking like that, pretty soon the ounces pile on. So anyway, what I want to do here is I'm going to clean this up, this edge up. I'm going to glue in a piece of wood to hide this hole. It really doesn't much matter. The wood is over here. But I'm kind of getting excited about building a new airplane. I think what I'm going to do to show you that you really can build anything, I have 5 aircraft books over there, 5 thick binders of books that have 3 views in it of different airplanes. And we're going to pick one of those out of the book and build it as a stunner. Basically like I did the Machicastoli. This piece of wood here offers absolutely no strength, but it sure will help out with the fillets. Let's see if we change camera angles, if it looks better. Yeah, we'll try that there. Things that make you go, we may need a piece of wire to hold that up. Like I say, this piece that I'm putting in right here offers 0 strength, but it will get that line because there's soak span going to go over this up to the fuselage. Of course, there's a cover that goes over this, but I think I would rather, when I start slopping glue on there, I'd rather have it a place to land instead of open space. Maybe by the time I get ready to put this together, I'll have my Z-epoxy shipment in, and we can glue it together with Zap epoxy, which I've never tried. And I'll give you my unbridled opinion upon that, my honest opinion. Let's see, what do we want to do here? We need a piece of wire, and we need the glue bottle. Now, this is all thread. We don't want to bend that up. This is carbon fiber. We don't want to bend that up. I guess I just use a brass rod. End of the month, we should be painting. End of the month. Yep, I got to get in there, clean the space out to paint, but we should be painting by then. I think we're going to move the whole filming area over to the other side. So how am I going to do this? We'll get her stuck in there. Get a little glue on it. You dog. Get the side glued first. Oh, I also need to make a wingtip weight box, so maybe we'll do that. I'll show you. Of course, I've shown it a million times. My instant wing box. Okay, so I have this hole, or this piece here. Close enough. Like I say, it offers no strength. It's just a cosmetic part to make me feel better. Is the chat working or not? I mean, 20 minutes, no comments. It doesn't look good on the video. YouTube watches everything. Okay. All we did was straighten up that hole. Let me soak it with CA, harden it up. Okay, we need a tip box in it before I go too any farther because I'm gonna dope this and cover it today. I'm gonna use 1950s silk span. Just some stuff I got left over. I mean, it's nothing that I would use on a PA airplane. But we can use it on a profile. Now, if you listen, you can hear the highs where the glue is. When you run over these aluminum things here, it's grinding. And in order to make that sheeting not have flats in it, you have to sand in two directions, this way and this way, across the grain. Now when I use some 320 by hand, that will clean up all the little flats. But you can hear it. I can hear that it's becoming smooth. There's a glue globber right there. I got to pick that off. I'll have to be sanding forever to get that off. That was a tight bond droplet. Somebody type in the chat and let me know that it's working, please. Half an hour on and no comments. And if it's not, I'll just, yeah, it's working. Okay. Thank you, Steve. Who came up with the name Titan? Because that is the winner so far. some juice in this. It's starting to burn out. Yeah, they'll do that. I'm not gonna fiberglass the wing. I'm just gonna finish it in the traditional manner, dope and silk span. I'll put this thing together for you guys. See, the guys that in the beginning of this video, I had it started out with the airplane together. I'll show you what it looks like because I need to mark this anyway. Of course, I'm not going to take the flaps back on it, but let me get my calipers and measure this. Okay, where are the calipers? Should be sitting right there, but they're not. What's the story, Larry? They're not over there. Well, I can't even find my. Oh yeah, here. Wait a minute. Here we go. I got my machinist rule. This fuselage is 1/2. Okay, so it is 1/2. Where's my pencil? Now, moving shit around. Can't find nothing. No pens, no pencils. It's underneath this blanket, I'll bet you. Yep, here's a pen. That'll work just fine. And we got a ball driver. This ain't gonna fall down, I know it. We know it. Okay, let's get a square. Just in case. Yeah, I remember what the wing is. I got the templates. Do I think it's going to fly really well? Yes. Except it's going to be a little on the heavy side for me, but that's okay. Wish I could find my pencil. Pencil would work better for this than this pen. That's close enough. I can see the lines. But we do need to find that pencil so I can draw the area at the nose so we get this thing. I want this thing super square. I've spent this much work on it. I would like it right. That's exactly where it went. A little bit more. That's exactly where it goes right there. Right there. There it is. Okay, that's zeroed. Now we need to mark the front. So I know where to put the glue when I get ready to glue this together. And I can't find my pencil, so oh, there it is. I put it back where it belongs, so that's why I can't find it. Yeah, I bumped it a little. No, it's still same spot. Okay, it's marked. So the things that are gonna get done is the paint is all gonna get sanded off this fuselage. I don't like it. Has a few imperfections in it. I don't like it. The rudder and up in here there's a kind of a groove I'm gonna fill, get it ready to go. But you'll notice that I did the got to get it out of there now. Well, we got it stuck. There it is. You'll notice that I did the bell crank mount, and it keys it. It's 1/8" aircraft ply, 7-ply. It's just a 3/4" square piece of plywood glued on top and bottom. This, along with the spar, is super, super important for the bell crank not to pull out. The worst and the most embarrassing thing that could happen is when you're at the pull tester, have the bell crank pull out. And I've seen top names at the Nationals pull out bell cranks. But I will guarantee that my lines will break before this bell crank will pull out. Because if you think about it, it's going to have to pull, in order for it to come out, it's going to have to pull on the fuselage, the plywood, the wing, pull this spar all the way out of the wing. There's just no way. This setup will take 200 pounds, but the lines won't. The lines won't take it. So let's build a weight box and sink it. And then I can start painting. And do you guys remember what I told you about where to put the weight box? It all matters. Now, it matters. I did an initial guesstimation of where the lead outs are going to go. As far as where the CG is, which the CG is going to be right here, and you try to make it 1 inch behind the center of gravity. Well, in order to get the correct wingtip weight box location, and it does matter, and I'll explain why. Most people don't think about it, but I do. Get off of there. You need to take a straight edge. Get in there. If it wasn't balsa wood, I'd be footballing it. Okay. I need to drill a hole bigger. Okay, we need to take a straight edge. You go from the center of the lead outs, approximated, through the bell crank pivot to the other side. And normally where that leaves you is as close to the leading edge as you can get. And that's exactly where this is going to come out. Okay. So when people say you can mount the bell crank anywhere, it ain't right. Now, why does this matter? Control line airplane applied to it. Centrifugal force and G loading are important. When this thing's flying around at 55 or 60 miles an hour and you're the pivot, you got centrifugal force. But when you input controls, it changes attitude. If that weight box is not lined up well, close as possible, because you can trim it out to that line I just showed you, it's going to try to line up due to centrifugal force. Everything's going to try to stay in line. And to me, that's why weights are so important, such as that battery, that people are using on electrics. That thing's 12 ounces. It's concentrated in one lump, and them airplanes need a redesigning so that the battery is closer to that line. If you could put the battery on that line out here in the wing, the airplane would perform better. But you'd have to build it super, super light in order to get it to balance. Maybe I had to try an experiment, build an electric airplane with the battery out here in the wing, coming out of the wing area, just to prove my theory. Because that's a problem that happens when they went away from the Fox 35, which was 6 ounces, sometimes 5 3/4. The airplane snapped. They turned real quick, and it ain't because it long moments and all that other stuff. It's because it didn't have any weight in the nose. Didn't have to lever around the way. Well, now that I'm running Super Tigers, which are twice as heavy as a Fox 35, concentrated in one spot, you got to kind of re-engineer things. But if you look at an electric, which you got the Fox 35 out there, 6 ounces on the nose, plus 10 to 12 ounces of battery, all concentrated in one spot, that wants to line up with centrifugal force. And I know Brett Buck is going to say, he's crazy. It don't work that way. Well, prove me wrong. That's all I could say. Okay, we need to make a wingtip weight box. Easiest way to do this. How are we going to do it? Let's first off get some material. That's basswood. Let me go in the other room and grab some material. I want to do this in 10 minutes. I don't want to take all day to do a wingtip weight box. Let's see. Damn it. Light ply. I do this a lot. What I'm going to do here, I don't measure. I just kind of use a ruler. That's an inch and a quarter wide. Let me put these in the right order. 1.25 inches. Okay, now I gotta cut it. Get rid of this monocle tire. Be doing none of that. I got my new airplane in 3 boxes. My average kit, and if you guys have watched my channel very long, you know my average kit is just wood. Okay, so let's cut this. Okay, so let me sand this straight. Alrighty. Now we need to section this into pieces. So we need 2 at 1.25 inches and 2 at 1 inch. So yeah, don't want to take all day to build a box. It doesn't matter what the dimensions are. Okay, there's those 2. Let me square this up. Well, that wood just wants to lay on the floor. It does not want to stand against the wall. Fell down again. Won't fall down again now. I'll be damned if it didn't. Well, I'm gonna set you way in the corner. Fucking shit. Lay on the floor. Shit. That's aggravating. Okay. So, how we do this is I need two this size right here. One more this side right here. Let's leave the damn thing run. It takes too long to wind up. Okay, let's glue it together and we'll go from there. Let me get some Teflon so I don't screw up the cradle. Let's see, if I glue it that way, yeah, it goes that way. I don't like this, it's not good. Not flat. We're not building a house. So as long as it's close, it'll be fine. kicker. Look at the kicker. Nah, missed a little bit. Oh well, that's what the sander's for. Ow. Okay, well, let's buzz it on the sander real quick. Is it perfectly square? Not exactly. I mean, it's close. Oh, it is square. Close enough. We're not building a watch, we're building a model airplane. And now, we need a bottom. No problemo. Let's see. I'll cut it on this side. Cut it on this. I'm not gonna move the camera. It's only gonna take a second. Should have been the other side. Oh well. Okay. Nope. Glue didn't dry. This glue must be getting old. She's dry now though. Let me zip this off real quick. Now, something I always do, and after you do this a few times, you'll understand why, is I always round over two sides because this is going to go as close to the leading edge as possible, and that foam wants to turn the corner. Of course, I'm going to excavate it out of there, but it just helps to knock the corners off of it. But there's a box. How long did that take? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? So now we need a lid. So we'll cut that out of this. But you can't put this on yet. Because we're going to have to build another box out of balsa wood to go around this. Let me sand this off here. Okay, so here's the lid. It's too big right now. We got to build a box around it so that this goes inside that. And I'll get some balsa wood here in a second. I think it's laying over there. What's it going to take that wall out? That's what I want to know. Okay, balsa wood. On the floor. Clean up the damn place. 1/4 inch. Where are you? There we go. 3/16. That's close enough. Well, that ain't a full 36 anyway, so. I hate to use my good wood on this airplane, but that's what's over there. This is this is super good wood here. This is probably 3-pound wood. But in order to keep you guys happy, I don't want to dig for it, so we'll just use this. Yeah. Okay, where did that ruler go? It ain't under there. It ain't over there. What the hell happened to it? Oh, it's on the floor. It fell down. Okay, so we need 2 that are this width. So we want to put it on that right there. That that away. Okay, so we're gonna need it at least that long. So I need two that are like that. Now I've shown this a couple of times on the channel, how to make a tip box, but I guess reminders are good. Woo, hot, 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 hot. Sometime today I'm gonna have to take my way to the store. About half an hour. Okay, then we're just gonna sand this flush. So we got that sanded flush. This is the best way I found to do this. I need two pieces like that. So might as well go ahead and cut another one, because we're gonna need them. Oh shit. If you learned anything from this, be sure to leave a like, a comment after the video's over, a super chat, because my channel is not doing very well at all. And I don't know why. Sign of the times, I guess. Every month it goes down. And it doesn't keep me very enthused in making these videos, to be honest with you. Okay, now sand that. Okay, in a matter of a few minutes, we made the tip box. Now I'll take that piece that I cut, if I can find it, here at the top. Where'd it go? Disappeared. Don't make the mistake of putting your wingtip weight box on the top. It's a rookie mistake. And I've seen it happen a bunch. There it is. Okay. And we'll sand this till it fits in there. I'll just leave it run so I don't have to speed up. Perfect. And we got about 3/8 of an inch, so we need a piece of 3/8 wood to glue on top of that, just a scrap piece. Now you got to make sure that the grain runs this way, because you don't want to sand You don't want the grain running a different direction to the wing grain. So let me grab a piece of 3/8 real quick. This looks to be 5/16. Not really. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, here's a piece of 3/8 laying on the jigsaw. So we use this. There we go. Steve Berry. Thank you very much, Steve. You know what I noticed about support super chats and things? It's a couple of guys doing all the work. If everybody just did a little, it wouldn't be so bad. Now, if you're a guy that walks up to a car and looks at body seam, door panels, spacing and stuff, you can spend as much time as you want on this part. I just get them close till they fit. But you can make them perfect. What I mean by that is, you notice there's a gap here or no gap there. Well, you can drive yourself crazy doing this shit. Comes a point you just say, it's good enough for who it's for. Because the problem is, like right there, I hit it on the center. It might be too loose now. It's not. It's close enough. So now we have a box. Now I got to drill a hole and put a blind nut in this, put an aluminum tube on it. And then we're going to take this whole box and sink it. We're going to take this whole box and sink it into the wingtip. And hopefully it ain't too thick, because it looks pretty thick. No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I should have had the grain going this way there. There it is. Let me call down and see if she's going to want to go to the store anytime soon. Hey, you gonna want to go to the store anytime soon? No? Okay. All right. I don't have to go to the store. So let's finish up this box. She may be quite tall though. But I like to have enough area to give you some. No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okie dokie, so that's sideways there. So let's get the drill out and start drilling. We need some screws and washers and shit. Let me get this out of the way. That stupid foam. I just got too much shit. No place to put it. Okay, we need a longie. Gonna be one of them. We need a blind nut, which is gonna be one of them. I got the washer on there. Come on. Okie dokie. It's gonna be long enough. Yep. Seven 30-seconds. No, 9/64. 9/64. 7 30-seconds. Okay, drill. Now, I would suggest you guys do all this stuff on a drill press, but my drill press is in the garage. I don't much. I'm going to bring that drill press back in. That's close enough. I'll put a little more centered. That'll be good. It's close. Screw just ain't quite long enough. Should be all right. Okay, that's where that goes. I think we're going to use the bigger tube on this one. Come on. We should be painting soon, I hope. There we go. There it is. No, you couldn't see what I was doing. What a bummer. Oh, shit. We're on the wrong camera. Let's see. No, I guess you could see. Not a good shot, but yeah, you bitch. go. Okay, you just cut off a piece of tubing. There's some more rulers over there. And we're going to change camera angles because you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, what I did so far, I drilled a hole, put a bolt in the thing. I took a piece of aluminum tubing and skived that hole, and we're going to sink this tube in here. Well, I think first I need to do something a little different here. I need to take this off. Now I'm gonna CA this, but I hope it ain't a screw up. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna CA that. It will be devastating if I lose the threads. But I am gonna CA this washer to the bottom, just a drop. So I CA'd the washer. I CA'd the washer to the plywood, and did it glue it? It did not. Okay, good. Now I got to make sure that I got this in correctly. I do not. It goes that way. So in order to make sure, I'm going to mark this. This is F. Go that way. And that way. These two lines line up. Okay. That stupid washer didn't stick. God darn it. But you'll stick now. But you'll stick now. You know how I know? Okay. All right. Now line them two lines up. Glue that on. Sink this tube. Ah, ouch. We'll walk over to the sander and kind of clean this up. like I say, you can spend all day working on this kind of stuff, tinkering. Ain't worth it to me. Just, close enough is perfect. Let's see. Need a little bit off the front. Okay, that is the front. I've seen guys line these with 64th ply and make them perfect. And there's just not a need for it. Nobody's looking at your airplane that damn close. And if they are, they're too close. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to make a cone for this one. Damn, I didn't want to do that. And you say, what is a cone? Well, as soon as I can find a dowel, I'll show you. What did I do with them? I guess we can cut one of these off. Now, in order to save yourself some aggravation out at the flying field, you make one of these. I wish I had a bigger dowel, but I don't. That's the way it goes. Okay, so you take a dowel. And you drill a hole down through it like so. But we're going to have to make it bigger. We're going to need a 3/8 drill bit to drill down through a 3/8 rod. What are you talking about? Well, we need to make a forcing cone. It could even take a 1/2-inch drill bit and do it. We'll use a 13/32. That'll be close enough. And what that does is it gives you the angle, whatever the drill bit angle is. If you had a countersink bit, I mean, you could do it with that. But I think it's 38 degrees is what a drill bit is. I can't remember. But now we have a spot that when you put this in, put the thing in, it'll catch it on the edge and put it down into the blind nut. No big deal. So let's cut that off. You got this little piece right here, and it goes down in the bottom of this contraption. And this saves so much aggravation you can't believe it. Cute dog. Let's see if I got some 5-minute epoxy. I'll epoxy that bolt in, plus I'll epoxy this thing in. I don't want to use CA on it because it'll wick in there and lock the thing up. Okay, 5 minutes, that's 30. 15. I guess we're going to be using 15. I don't have any 5 minute. What is that? That's Z epoxy. Can't use that. Let's see here. This is Zap finishing resin. Hardener, which I don't know the difference between Zap finishing resin and Z epoxy. Nope, I don't have any 5 minutes, so we're gonna have to go with 15. And I guess I'll end the stream after I get this put together and to come back later to install it. We've been on 1:30 anyway. Let me get this ready to go. My new epoxy mixing tool, we'll get that out. How many of you guys think that this magazine is absolutely useless? Joke. It is a drone RC ad book. Okay, we want to use a shorty because I want to pull it together. Shorty with a washer. All thread, yep. Okay. So we're going to I need a bigger washer. Washer! I need a washer. We'll use a fender washer. Got too big a hole in it. So we'll use this. What makes you think August is up here? Okay. So we got that washer and that washer and a shorty. And we're going to put this through like this. Gonna put this through like this. Try not to get any epoxy on the bolt. And get her glued down in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Ain't gonna take much. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to try the Zap product line. You know, I don't know if he was pretty adamant that I got to use Zap only and not Bob Smith, but we'll give it a try. I like the Z-Poxy line. Yeah, get it all over myself. Come on. Well, Ray, you're here at the end. And yo, you're at the end too. Okay, I'll recap it and then we're going to end this stream. Okay, that piece I just made there was a bolt to capture the screw. So that when you're out at the flying field, you ain't dicking with that screw trying to get it in. So here, we're epoxying the blind nut in, trying to capture it, because if that falls off, that's really a pain in the ass. Gonna be surgery on the airplane. And before this sets, I'll unscrew that screw. You know, when it gets to the B stage, so that I can get it out of there. So it's a matter of babysitting. So down in there, there's our little thing to capture it. Been epoxy to the bottom. We got the front and the front. And there's our top. We'll sink this whole box, sand it to shape. It'll be sanded. That's exaggerated, but it'll be sanded in that orientation. Make sure that the grain matches going side to side. I guess I got that gap a little big, which I'll show you how to fix with some 16th-inch balsa wood. Just glue it on there and sand it again. Not a big deal. Set that in that box so it now I've dug out my profile alignment tool. And you say, what the hell is that? It's this right here. This bolts to a T-square. I got to go to the hardware store. I lost the bolts, so I got to go to the hardware store, and you see the screw holes in it. Bolts to that like so. This bolts to the engine, so that this T-square hangs over the top of the wing. And you start measuring from there to make sure everything's lined up. And you say, well, why do it that way? Well, there's a thing called stack tolerance. And I'll give you an example. If you measure, we're talking about incidence. If you measure from a line here down, you know, how do I? You might get one measurement on one side and another measurement on the other side. Then you measure from here to there, and from there to there. It's let's say it's 2 thousandths off here. By the time you get over here, it's 8 thousandths off. By the time you get down here, it's 20 thousandths off. By the time you get over here, it's 25 or 30 thousandths off. It doesn't sound like much, but that's called stack tolerance. So what you do is you bolt that T-square to the engine. You're getting an exact angle of the thrust line, and that's been done on a mill on a surface plate, so that when it bolts back together, it is zero. Of course, I'll check it, but so you go from the engine to the leading edge off the same point. Instead of adding the stack, the T-square is hanging over the wing like this. You're measuring from the T-square there, measuring from the T-square here, measuring from the T-square back here, and so on. And that'll give you a pretty close, about the most accurate way to measure. And of course, I'll measure it with the machinist scale, and I'll try to get it as close as possible. It'll take a little sanding and fidgeting and whatever, but even though it's going to be heavy, I'd like it to fly good. It'd be nice if it tracked well and turned well. Of course, and I don't know, it may not be that heavy. 60 ounces may sound like a good weight for you guys, but to me, an airplane of this size should be around 55 ounces. And if I could do it like Billy, I'd get it down to 53 or 50. 50 is better than 53. And for the guys who say that light airplanes don't fly well in the wind, you got it set up wrong. A light airplane, you can run more nose heavy for directional stability, and it punctures through the wind. And you have less mass to turn, so when you give up, it'll turn. It's not a problem. And turn and recover because it's following the engine. As long as you're, my theories are different than others, I guess. We just add some tail weight to it. It'll go around the corner, yeah, but then it becomes unstable in the wind. Directional stability suffers when you add tail weight or move the CG back. So I like my airplanes slightly more nose heavy, and they have to be light enough to turn. And when I say nose heavy, you don't add nose weight. Never add nose weight. You better take some, if you got to add nose weight, you better sand the clear off the bottom on the tail. You don't never want to add weight to balance an airplane. You want to take it away. We had a guy here in St. Louis that I flew with all the time. He's passed away. Just add 2 ounces to the nose. It'll be fine. Yeah, right. And then when you turn it, it feels like a tank. You give it up and it goes, ridiculous. Well, we've been on 2 hours. And that's an hour more than I try to do. If you like the stream and what I do, please visit my Amazon store. Buy a t-shirt. T-shirts are nice. I got one on here. I have the front print ones coming next week. But you can get yourself a front print one where the logo's on the front. Bunch of colors, different sizes. Just make sure that you get exactly what you want. And if you'd like to submit a t-shirt design, hey, submit it and we'll see if we like it and we'll print it. This one is done by Gary Sinclair. He's the guy who does our calendars. And if you're a member on the Hangouts, you can get yourself a calendar. Of course, if I was you, I'd throw Gary some money for shipping because he does it for nothing. He's a super guy. All righty, let's check and see. Oh, it's already starting to set up. Jesus, setting up already. Yeah, sticky. There we go. All right, I gotta wait for this to fully cure, but it'll give you the idea of what's going on here. Of course, it's not rocket science. So down in there's that standoff. It's got a cup in it. the bolt hits it, directs it right into the blind nut, and you ain't got to fiddle fart around. And that is the saga of the weight box. And when we come back, we'll do the installation. I just wanted to make sure that the thread didn't lock up. Oh, and I knocked it loose. God damn. I have knocked it loose. What I get for trying to show you guys. Once it dries, I can wick some CA in it. Okay, I gotta let it dry because it's in the B stage right now. It's not. It's gummy. Alrighty, I'll be back in a little while. I appreciate you guys watching. Let's see what Steve Barry has to say. Just bought a T-shirt. Great print version of the one you're wearing now. Great, great. Front print or rear print? Oh, front print. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for watching. All the super chat and the buying the T-shirt, and check out the Amazon shop. Plenty of stuff in the Amazon shop that I used. It's great. I make a little bit on it. I got to be honest with you. Not a whole lot. A couple of cents. Cost you nothing, but it helps support Stunt Hanger. You're not getting rich doing this stuff. That's for sure. Alrighty, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you after a bit. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.